Is there a character you've played that you still think about? And if so, what made that role stick with you?
Mm, their character I've played that stuck with me. Ah, um, hmm. I think, hmm, there's one character I did, um, Bart Spencer in Pregnant with My Infertile Alpha King. And that character stuck with me, still sticks with me. Because my approach to it was different than what I normally approach characters. I made a choice or certain choices with that character to be more not dark, but more a little bit more intense than I normally do because I try to bring joy and light into the world. So I try to not be too dark in my day-to-day life, and even with characters, I try to bring some kind of little bit of humor if I can, or lightheartedness instead of super serious or negative or anything like that. And with that character, I leaned a little bit more into the dark, serious. I focused on lowering my voice in it too, a little bit more like this to add to that um feel. And I've found it worked at more times than I thought it would. Because I made that decision before we started filming, and I told myself I was going to commit to it and figure out a way to for this character to go through the scenes like that for that character. And it worked on my end, or how I felt about it, with most of the scenes in the project and most of the dynamics with the other characters. So yeah, that kind of stuck with me with my approach to other characters too.
Yeah, well, that's good. And were they happy with that creative choice? Like,
I yeah, yeah, there were some
mhm,
times where there were a couple scenes where they needed more smiling or
mm,
more kind of soft, tender love
yeah,
versus um stoic, closed off, serious Alpha King. Um so for those scenes we had to do a couple takes just so I could get to the point where they wanted it.
yeah.
Um but other than that, no, they liked it a lot from
Oh,
what I've
that's good. Good.
yeah.
Good. All right. If you could star in a vertical that you would class as your perfect storyline, what would it be?
Mm. Ooh. Ooh. I could I think the I've done one that was pretty close. I just wish I could do it again now that I know a little bit more.
Mm,
Um, I did Become the Idol, Crazy Beach, and in that one I was a my character starts off as like a friendly, harmless guy, and throughout the story I get a little bit more and more not out of control, but he's a little bit mysterious and he's hiding a dark secret, and it gets revealed at the end. Um, and I loved playing that because there were parts where I was really intense, and it it was fun to play because I was a killer in it, but I'm hidden from the the rest of the cast doesn't know I'm a killer. So I'm playing this friendly, boy next door kind of, hey, I got your back. Yeah, what you need? I got you. I'll help you. Which then shifts into, oh, you're actually the killer who's running this whole thing, who's behind all these terrible things. And now that the secret's out, you know, they're in danger because I now am after them because they know my secret. So it was really fun to play that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I wish and I will play another
Mm.
character like that in another vertical.
Yeah. Is there like a personal touch that you'd love to add to that?
Oh, probably. hmm, I would if hmm, I'd probably love to do where my character is like that, but where it's the the entire vertical too is also shot more comedic and lighthearted at the start. And then it gets very dark and serious throughout.
You have that
So
unexpected
not
switch.
yes. So
Mm.
where it's not just the character, but also the entire story and the whole shift of the vertical would be super cool.
Yeah. Do you do a lot of writing? Do you think that you could write a vertical like that?
I may have a few in the works.
Interesting. I won't
Yeah,
ask too many
working on a
questions, but that's
couple.
cool. That's cool.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay. Um, what's more challenging for you? Delivering subtle emotion in a quiet scene or sustaining high energy and act in like high energy during action or dramatic scenes?
I think for me, maintaining a high energy is t not tough, but tougher of the two.
Mm.
Um, I do doing subtle scenes. I love doing very subtle scenes. I love playing with little emotions and putting meaning behind things instead of wearing it so much on your sleeve. Um, and I find doing big, loud scenes, I love it, but oh my God. I need some coffee. I need some water. I gotta stay
Mm.
hydrated for them, especially if we're doing multiple takes. Especially stunts if it comes to stunts. Um, being able to move around if you're throwing punches at people. Um, it's movement, even if it's quick, a quick 30-second thing, and then cut and you can rest. It still gets your heart rate up and you're still moving, you're still doing everything. Um, and it's yeah, it can be exhausting sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. I've heard like a lot of people say the dramatic scenes, especially when you have to get really angry and then you have to do the take again. So you have to go back down and then get back up again. So,
I
yeah.
I try to especially with angry scenes, I can get myself there, and then if they say cut, I'll just be like, well, I'm angry that I have to now get angry again. So I'll just use that to stay angry in between the scenes and then go again from there.
Yeah.
So kind of ride that wave while I'm
Yeah.
already there.
And then just like, don't talk to me. I'm angry.
Yeah. I'll say that. That's exactly what I say. I'm like,
Yeah.
guys, I'm sorry, just I'm in it. Nothing's personal, you
Yeah.
know?
That's fair. All right. What is the most valuable lesson you've learned from the industry so far?
Most valuable lesson. Mm, learned a lot. Learned a lot so far. Um, I think like we were talking earlier, how I got into it in the first place, um, an outlet for myself and my creative side, but also as a personal challenge to get out of my comfort zone and see what I can do. Um, so I think something that's stuck with me every day and that I continue to push for in this line of work is to trust myself. Trust myself, um, that I can do things. And if things work, great, keep going with it. If they don't work, it's okay. Go to the next thing. And if that doesn't work, trust yourself. There will be another one. There will be a next thing you can do, or uh just trusting that I can figure things out.
Yeah,
Um in certain situations, on set, figuring things out with the other actors. You got it. Don't need a plan it, just show up, figure it out. Figure it out with the director. Talk to the producers and see what they want. And trust yourself in that I can do it based on what I've already done. So that's
yeah,
kind of what stuck with me for the past couple years.
yeah. That's good because I know that sometimes people dwell on it and it just affects them. You have to like let it go and then just move
Yeah.
on and just keep going.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Yeah,
mm,
100%. And it's carried over into my personal life too.
mm,
So I'm able to um not be as critical with things in my personal life. I
yeah,
can approach a situation and trust myself to handle it
yeah,
um with efficiency, you know?
yep, yep. Well, that's good. That's something I think that we all need to learn as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. If you could go back and play one of your characters for 24 hours just for fun, who would it be?
Ooh, ooh, 24 hours straight.
Hmm.
Oh, I think one I would not want to do, I could tell you this real easy. Um, Rory from the day I gave birth, I got divorced. Not my cup of tea. Um, but one I would want to play for 24 hours. Um, I think, oh, maybe, hmm, probably Roy, Roy Magnus from Spoiled by Four Billionaires.
Hmm.
He was a fun character to play. I think he had the right amount of just different, he had different dynamics going on. And there were so many situations that were super fun. And he was just a fun character because he wasn't super over the top serious. He wasn't super mean. He wasn't super flowery and vulnerable. He was a perfect mix of lots of emotions and lots of traits that I think were fun to play with. So I think 24 hours as Roy would be super fun.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. All right. What are some challenges you face on set that others outside the field might not recognize?
Hmm. I think it's hard to explain. Um, or I think it's hard to explain if people haven't been on set,
Mm,
but uh it's work. It's still work. It's sure you're acting, but that's still work. It's like we just talked about. If you need to get angry and then they say cut and then action and you need to do it again and say you do it 5 or 10 times, um, I mean that's you're gonna be tired. You can't in your day-to-day life you may get angry, but you're trying to, get away and stop being angry as fast as possible and move on with your day. Um, but acting, you need to stay in it. Um, and you're doing that. Even if you don't want to, even if you're tired, you have to get yourself there to do it for the scene. And you're still there for 12 hours, 14 hours. I've I've done some that were over 20 hours a day, and
Wow.
you're still that's still work. You're at work
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
that long. You're not at home, you're not doing whatever. Like you're still working, you're still figuring stuff out, trying to memorize lines. And so I think that's one thing that people forget when um looking at actors or talking about filming, is it's still work, you know.
Yeah.
Still got to put in
Yeah.
energy.
Absolutely. 20 hours. I've never heard that. That's crazy. That's a
Yeah.
really long day.
Lots of coffee. Yeah.
Mm. But even that, you get to a point where
Yeah,
that doesn't
yeah,
work
yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh gosh. All right. I have two more questions. All right.
Okay.
The vertical format is evolving rapidly. What changes do you hope to see over the next few years?
I'm hoping for uh one, better crafty. Um, I would love to see more changes in scripts. I
Mm,
think being able to see different, I do like the scripts but they're fun. They're fun to play
mm,
with, and work with. But more variety, I think, would be really fun to see.
mm,
Some more horror ones would be very cool. Um, I was talking, oh, who was I was talking with someone a few weeks ago about a sci-fi one.
oh, my favorite
And I'm
genre.
like, a sci-fi one would be so cool. And it doesn't have to be over the top,
Mhm,
because they have these scripts written in a way that do keep people hooked in for the each episode. So they're formatted that way on purpose and made and filmed certain ways that work. Um, but a sci-fi one, or even I know they've done some cowboy ones.
mhm.
I haven't done a cowboy one, but just some different options I think would be super cool. Like I've
Uh,
done a couple sports ones,
mhm.
and I love them. I love them. I love them. I love doing the sports ones. I've done some football ones. I've done some soccer ones. Uh, I I love it. I love showing up and being more. It's just fun. It's fun. Different sets, different things to play with versus being a billionaire, being in a suit 24/7.
Yeah, a lot of people have said horror and comedy, but I'm with you on the sci-fi. That's my favorite genre, so I want a good sci-fi.
Uh-huh. That would be super cool. One in
Yeah,
space.
yeah. I always say like a Stargate. I love Stargate, so heading down
Yes.
that genre would
Oh,
be what
that
I
would be
want.
yes. And even
Yeah,
if it's not, again, it doesn't have to be crazy over the top,
no,
but just setting wise, if it took place on another planet or something, or
mm,
a fantasy land, uh,
yeah,
would be super cool. So I'm
yeah.
hoping to see more of that.
Fingers crossed. Fingers
Yeah.
crossed.
Yeah.
All right, last question. What is a good
Okay.
day on set for you?
A good day on set for me
Mhm.
is I'll run you through my perfect day. And if all of these happen, I'm happy.
Okay.
Okay. I wake up. If I can get to the gym before set, perfect. Fabulous. Get to set, have my coffee. Don't indulge in the chocolates, just my coffee.
Yeah.
Wake me up. My stomach's still hungry, so I'm awake. My body's awake. I'm hungry, I'm alert. I'm not in a food coma. Um, I know my lines. I know
Mm,
I'm know my lines and had enough time to prep them. And I'm comfortable with them. And there's scenes that I have already figured out pretty well. Um, and yeah, I feel like I can swing away. Wardrobe, no issues. Hair and makeup, no issues. Got him. I feel confident. I feel good. Um, Comfortable with my all the other actors. They're doing their job. They know their lines. And everyone's doing their job. We're on time. Which means we can play more with the scene. We can do more
yeah,
takes. We can do different types of takes.
yeah.
Perfect. Versus running behind. Okay, you have one take. Go.
Mm,
You messed up your line. Well, we got to move on. Yikes. And then finishing on time and feeling like I delivered on set. Um,
yeah.
and having karaoke with with production at lunch.
I love that.
Done. Done.
Yeah.
That's a perfect day on set right there.
Sounds pretty
That's
perfect.
uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So just yeah, that's my ideal day. And that's
You
what I
won me
strive
with the
for every day
karaoke.
too. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Just
Yeah.
getting things done, karaoke a bit, get more things done and enjoying the process along the way.
Yeah, love that. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to have this interview with me today. I really appreciate it.
Of course. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Anytime. Anytime. All right. Well, you go and enjoy the rest of your night, and I will talk to you again very soon.
Thank you. Have a good Sunday, Kathy.
Thank you.